I've spent the last 8 years studying the Instagram platform to figure out what makes some accounts go viral, reach millions of people, build massive audiences and successful businesses, and other accounts just flop, go nowhere, get no reach, and are given up on. These findings have led me growing one of my accounts to over 800,000 followers over the past 7 or 8 years. Work with clients like Russell Brunson, helping him go from 40K followers to close to 500,000 in just 12 months. And then more recently, building out my own personal account from 3,000 followers to over 28,000 in 3 months time. However, in 2023, looking through my comments and DMs, it seems that people are struggling more than ever when it comes to building an audience on Instagram. And that's definitely not helped with the constant changes to the algorithm, as well as a host of people who don't really know what they're talking about, giving out advice that's just hurting your growth. So today I want to run through 15 evergreen principles that are going to help you grow your account faster on Instagram and build an audience. Let's get into it. First point is that videos outperform images. However, a good image will still do well, especially after Adam Mosseri's recent announcement. Now, a lot of people are confused whether they should be posting video content, posting image content. All of 2022 videos were king. Instagram pushed them out like crazy. And recently, the CEO of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, came out and said that photos are getting a boost in the algorithm, or being at least brought back to a level playing field, which has left a lot of people confused on what they should be posting. The truth is that both have their place and can be incorporated into your strategy. What I've noticed is that with educational accounts, images can still perform very, very well. This is usually because you can have a strong hook of the information that you are providing, either on the front slide of your carousel or at the top of an infographic. With that strong hook, it can then perform really well on the explore page and grow your audience fast. In less educational niches, such as e-commerce brands or maybe comedians, it seems to be a lot harder to perform well with images, because a lot of the times it comes down to the delivery of your joke or showing off your product, which is going to be less interesting when shown on the explore page from afar. It's not like a YouTube video where you can have a nice thumbnail. So if you're in the educational space, I would highly recommend you tap into images and carousels to grow a large audience. If you're outside of that space, you're probably better off leaning into video. But just to give some context, I've noticed for my account, I've had dozens of carousels and images get thousands of likes and bring in thousands of followers, even with a smallish audience. From anywhere from 5,000 followers, we started having posts hit these numbers, up to more recently where we've got close to 25,000. Whereas on the contrast, we haven't had a single reel get over 1,000 likes. So video isn't the only way to grow, but for some niches and some people with different skill sets, it definitely performs much better. Just try both and see what works best for your personality, your skill set, as well as your niche. The second thing, 85% of Instagram users consume content without sound, which is why it's extremely important to use both images and subtitles in your videos to capture the attention of someone scrolling through the Reels tab, scrolling through their home feed, or even looking at your profile. Otherwise, the majority of people who stumble across your content will not even give it the time of day to look at it, and therefore that is going to massively hurt your retention rates and decrease the amount of reach you can get. For content to perform well, usually it has to fit into one of these 4 buckets. You've got entertainment, education, inspiration, or thought-provoking content. And if you want to go to the extra mile, try and mix 2, 3, or even all 4 of these together, but at the bare minimum, it has to have one to do well. Figure out what's best in your niche and double down on it, but make sure it has a purpose. Open every piece of content that you create with a strong and powerful hook to grab the attention of whoever it's being shown to. This doesn't matter if it's a single image, a carousel, a reel, a story. You need to have a hook at the start to get people to then give it the time to consume the content. Majority of the people who click off your content will click off in the first couple seconds. So if you want to combat that and skyrocket your retention rates, focus on those opening couple seconds. Hashtags will help you grow. Stop ignoring them. Now, for some reason, this seems to be a very polarizing topic. Some people believe that hashtags do nothing and won't help you grow, and other people think you should spend literally all day focused on your hashtags and trying to optimize them. I sit pretty much bang in the middle. Do your hashtag research once or so a month. Find 5 to 15 hashtags that are targeted to your niche, relevant to what you post. Not too big, not too small, just sort of nice, general, relevant. Throw those into your caption to help with ranking both on the hashtag pages, get featured on Explore, as well as show up in Instagram search. More on Instagram search later. Posting frequency matters. You should aim to post on Instagram a minimum of 4 times a week for optimum growth. If you look at any creator who's built a large audience on the platform, chances are they're either posting 4 or more times a week currently, or went through a phase of doing so to build up their audience, build up their skill set, and start to really understand the platform. This not only serves your audience better, but it also allows you to get so much better at creating content, whether it is a carousel that's edited nicely, an infographic, a reel, whatever you might be posting, you'll get so much better at it. And it gives the algorithm a lot more information on who enjoys your content and who doesn't. Too many people will post a couple pieces of content and then not get any reach and wonder why, but usually you need dozens of pieces of content, sometimes even 30, 40, 50 or more pieces of content before Instagram can figure out who likes your content, who doesn't like your content, who to show it to, who not to show it to, and start really understanding who you're all about, what you're for. Once this is dialed in, they can show it to the right people who will enjoy your content, follow your stuff, and you'll build a strong community. If you want to grow faster, build systems. Now, this could be a Notion document that you keep all of your ideas in to save time when it comes to filming content. It could be a way that you store your content, captions, and hashtags so that you're ready to post with it and you can be more efficient. It could be a template you use to design or edit your content, or even a certain schedule that you use for filming content, potentially once a week, once a month, to then be able to do it in bulk and save a ton of time. But either way, you need to start looking at how you can create systems to improve the way that you put out content. Recently, we actually built a tool to help people turn their Twitter feed into Instagram content in seconds. I'll leave a link for the tutorial to that down in the description. Always post at this time if you want to grow, 30 to 60 minutes before your audience is most active on Instagram. This time will vary depending on where your audience is and what habits they may have. You can find what this time is for you by simply going into your insights, clicking on total followers, scrolling right down to the bottom, and then Instagram will tell you when your audience is most active and on what days of the week, because sometimes it does vary. Post 30 to 60 minutes before this time to see an increase in the amount of early engagement you receive, which will help your content then get pushed out to more people. Create a broadcast channel on Instagram to help you build a stronger connection with your audience. This is a brand new feature that Instagram have rolled out where you can create a broadcast channel to send messages to all of your audience. Think of it kind of like an email list, but not quite. It also gives me similar vibes to the old school engagement groups where you would have a large group of people, you could send your content in there, and then a ton of people would come engage with it. You could actually use this in a similar way. Funnily enough, Instagram actually put in place things in the algorithm to slow down creators who are using engagement groups in the past because they saw it as fake engagement. However, because this is genuine and real, these broadcasts could really help you grow an audience. Simply create the broadcast, send your thoughts, opinions, funny stuff, things you learn, things you find that are interesting into this, build up more of a community, and then when you do post content, you can send your content in here to give it an early boost in engagement. Always optimize your content for the explore page. This means your content needs to appeal to people who fit your target audience but don't yet know who you are. And if you view your content creation through this lens, you will likely be a lot more engaging, a lot more interesting, keep your points a lot more concise, and that'll help you grow so much faster. Because it sounds simple when you think about it, but if you want to grow, you have to be able to appeal to people who don't yet know who you are. And so you have to imagine that this is the first time someone will see your content. You don't get a second chance at a first impression. Now, if you've enjoyed these 10 tips so far, we post daily content on Instagram teaching you how to grow and then monetize your audience on the platform. So go give us a follow. I'll link it down in the description. You could be shadow banned. It's worth checking. This is what happens when you break the community guidelines on Instagram, or sometimes even just the recommendation guidelines, which is a long list, but essentially includes any violent content, graphic content, content with a lot of swearing, nudity, excessive health or financial claims. There's a whole long list of it. I've created videos on it in the past, but it's usually common sense. You want to avoid these at all costs. Now, if you want to check if you've been shadow banned, then you can either do something about it, or if it's not the case, you can then go about changing your content. You want to go into your settings, go to your account, click on your account status, and then it'll show up with two things. One is going to be the recommendation guidelines, and the other is going to be the community guidelines. Two green ticks here means that your account is safe, you've not done anything wrong. If one of these comes up with an orange or red beside it, then there is an issue. You can click on it to find out and then go about fixing the situation to then increase your reach again. Treat notes like short form broadcasts. Now, these again are a new feature, which is almost like tweets, but for Instagram, and it is only shown to people who you both follow and follow you back. So only that select group of people. so they don't go to many people. But if you want to throw out some random, potentially relatable notes to help engage the people who you are friends with, then it is a good way to get seen by them, just another touch point, especially if it leads to more conversations, which then leads to your content ranking better for them. Invest more time and money into improving your content before you look into paid ads. A lot of people will view paid ads and shout outs as the only way to invest to actually grow their audience, but it's not the case. You can also invest into improving your content, which should lead to better organic reach. And then if you choose to pay for ads down the line, these will get much better results as well. Some ideas for this is you could invest in a course that's going to help you design better content, whether it's graphic design for your carousels and infographics, whether it's video editing for your reels, some sort of course that will help you improve your skill set to create better work. You could also look to invest into a better camera, better lighting, better microphone, hey, potentially even hire a studio to shoot a ton of content like I'm doing right now. And like I said, this will have the added benefit of not only getting better organic reach, but then if you do choose to pay for ads, you get much better results than if you'd ran ads on the original content. Instagram is going big on search. Taking a leaf out of TikTok's book, who essentially tried to copy YouTube and Google, Instagram are also trying to work on their search functions, meaning it is more important than ever to use keywords. What you want to do is come up with 5 or 6 keywords that really well describe your content, your account, and your niche in general that people are likely going to be searching for. For my account, this could be content marketing, Instagram tips, social media growth, and potentially something around lead generation. You then want to make sure that you start putting these keywords in your name, in your bio, and in the captions of your content on Instagram, so that when people do search for this content, Instagram is more likely to recommend your account. And it's a nice passive way you can grow that is relatively evergreen, because if you have these keywords in your profile, people can constantly find you from that every single day. Finally, be social. At the end of the day, it is called social media for a reason. Engage on other people's content, DM new followers, reach out to creators in your niche who are posting interesting stuff that you enjoy, respond to the comments on your content, and start conversations in the comment section. The more social you are, the stronger your community becomes, the more engagement you're going to receive, and the faster you are going to grow an audience. Hopefully those 15 tips helped you. If you want to get the step-by-step blueprint, we used to go from 0 to 10K in about 7 months, and then 10K to 20K in just over a month after that. I will link down below the blueprint of exactly how we did it and how you can follow those to get similar results. That's it from me. Subscribe if you're new, like the video, and I'll see you next time.